After taking a lacrosse ball to the chest back in 2004 when Jeff Tambroni was the head coach. Penn State wins the opening faceoff. Reid Gills all the way to the cage, turned away by Wyatt Nust. An explosive start, loose ball in front early. And it comes back to the Nittany Lions, who can now settle on offense. John King off the
relevance to today's game, other than the players being familiar with some of their matchups. You know, it helps you, Paul, as a player, when you know what the guy who you're covering, what he looks like, how he runs.
Left.
Specifically,
move your stick left.
As you hear the refs right now.
Reid Gills wins the faceoff from Jack Cascadden. Gills spins it to Trainer, looking for the equalizer. Bounce shot. Nust got a piece of it. And Wyatt Nust, this game 12-6 with about 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Quint and I were there. We thought the game was over.
You look at this Penn State team, you look at their score by quarter. They're terrific in the fourth quarter. And you spend some time with them on Fridays and practices the last 2 weeks, and they're in great shape. They're about as mentally tough a team as you'll ever see. They're committed to play the full 60, I'll tell you that. Now they're shooting in that first quarter.
With the first goal for Cornell, he wears 51. Liam Matthews, 51. What's the common denominator?
Canada.
Yes, Canada and the Hill Academy, the same high school.
Penn State winning all the faceoffs. The freshman Gills.
All the effort plays right now, right, Anish?
Yeah, this is a Penn State's top faceoff man. Kobe Baldwin has been hurt the last few weeks. But the freshman Reid Gills has stepped up. 4 for 4 today. Cascadden finally wins one. He's got 9 goals this year. Make it 10. This is a Penn State team, Quint, that now has 20 goals on the season from its long poles and its face-off position.
This guy's a different cat, man. He is a freight train running down and hill. It's more of a counter move. Gills tried to go out the front side. Cascadden just slides down the line and blocks it. And then, you know, nobody wants to slide off of C.J. Kurse. Nobody wants to slide off of Ryan Goldstein. And they give him the lane right down the middle.
That's his 10th goal of the season for a face-off guy. We were with him yesterday. He's a monster. Thorpe Award winner, best player on Nassau County in football in high school. I'm watching him shoot in warm-ups yesterday. As a joke, I nudge him. I say, you need to go over to Connor Busick, your head coach, and tell him you need to be on the extra man.
You could not stop talking about his neck.
He's a monster.
In the second quarter.
I just think they're utilizing their two-man games on either wing and getting better quality shots in this quarter. When they shot, 0 for 10 in that first quarter, I thought there were some maybe shots from the outside and some poor execution and location against Nust.
Big ground ball pickup by Charlie Box. Cornell 4-2. First quarter, both teams off to a sleepy start. Penn State's been caffeinated in the second quarter. Gills wins another faceoff. Trainer still without a point, but offensively, Penn State, some of these good looks now are turning into goals.
We're seeing a variety of offensive principles, right? They're not relying on one guy. It's not always just Trainer. It's a layman. It's just
coming out of that timeout, he said, if we're not going to be able to make an impact in the 6v6, like you saw there, we got to be better on the ground game. He's a little disappointed with that play.
Connor Busick was a midfielder and attackman at Cornell, and then with Team USA and in the Pro League, who played a lot like Hugh Kelleher.
Yeah.
He was a school. You button the chin straps. You better bring your mouthpiece, Anish.
Chris Cotter, who we'll hear from at halftime with Matt Ward, saw Hugh Kelleher and his dad walking around in Ithaca. His dad makes you look small.
That's a big face-off win for Cascadden. Gills violated on the last one for Penn State. So the Nittany Lions, by rule, could not have Gills back out there. Chase Mullins takes it. Cornell wins the face-off, and now a chance. Pull that one out of the bag for a few weeks.
This is a guy who 2 years ago only had, what, a couple points. He's a backup type player.
His freshman year, yes. His sophomore year, he had a big season. His freshman year, he was nicked up, injured for 2 seasons in high school, so came into Penn State, not himself, but once he found his groove his sophomore year with it.
Down. Set.
Clean exit, Cascadden, who's got a goal. Puts one on Cage. That one's turned away. Cascadden able to get it back.
Jason Singer. Good eyes by Michael Long.
The rain has let up. It is still a light rain. Now Quint with this turf. What impact, if any, does a light rain have?
I mean, anytime the field is wet.
Teams evolve. Injuries change rotations. And when Hunter Aquino got banged up, he had to bump off of attack to the second midfield. Luke Wallstrom bumped down from attack to midfield, and it created Quint an opportunity for Liam Matthews. He scored some huge goals now in this tournament, had 4 in that round 1 win against Colgate, including the game winner and the game tying goal.
Historically, you think about championship teams, there's always
with using another year of eligibility in football, and then the last month he told me he kind of changed his course. So he was late into the draft discussions in the PLL.
And a trend developing here. Cornell has won 7 face-offs in a row. Remember, Penn State won the first 4. You let Cornell's offense get into a make-it-take-it flow.
But his energy, the way he treats his teammates hasn't changed. And his mom, Michelle, told me that when he was a young boy, one of the underrated parts of his game was that he was such an observer, like his father, Kyle. He'd observe and then adjust his game plan from there. A total team player.
He grew up with 4 other brothers. So C.J. Kirst has been locked down for Cornell, but look at where they're getting their goals from today. Cascadden off the face-off, the second midfield. Guys like Waldman and Luzzy. Staub, a long pole, has a goal. So C.J. Kirst has been locked down for Cornell, but look at where they're getting their goals from today. Cascadden off the face-off, the second midfield. Guys like Waldman and Luzzy. Staub, a long pole, has a goal with less than 30 seconds to go and a 1-goal lead. All they had to do was clear. Syracuse was able to ride it back. Matt Abbott to Kenny Nims off the stick. 3 national semifinals and a national championship game in 2009. Right now it is Busick, though, getting the best of Tambroni, who, by the way, never coached Busick, but did recruit him to Cornell. And face-offs have been a big reason Cornell has seized momentum. Cascadden getting the better of the freshman Gills. He does so again. Cornell has won 13 of the last 16 after Penn State won the first 4.
Dominating on the ground balls, too. Owned in the first quarter, no longer.
Look out here. Walker Wallace. Frassian gets a piece. Now Wallace, another guy who can score 6 career goals.
or underneath it, and the offensive player is reading accordingly.
Anish, you were asking, what does Penn State have to do? They've had multiple opportunities, and they've cashed in on some on that high wing area, like the 10 o'clock, the 9 o'clock area. You saw Trainer, you saw Peden, now you see Long. That could be a soft spot for them.
Another face-off win for Cascadden.
He's a hero.
Out 4 for 6 on the afternoon. The rest of the team, 4 for 16. Feed him in the paint.
Mullins wins the face-off. Over to Lehman. Penn State can feel the pendulum swing. In-state college has been impressive. Grant Ament, T.J. Malone, now Matt Trainer. That's Socrates to Plato to Aristotle, the lacrosse version. Huge face-off here. Rain starting to pelt the turf at Foxborough. Now the Wings get involved. Cornell able to scoop. Cascadden the other way. Rain coming down harder. Gilmartin, the ground ball off the face-off. Cornell with a 2-goal lead. And C.J. Kirst, who has a 65 consecutive game point streak,